I've been searching for recipes online for so long that I forgot the physical and tactile experience that you get from a cookbook. I ran across this recording from the 70s by Michael McClure. He was a beat poet, and it was recorded at Naropa Institute in Boulder, Colorado. I have the link in the notes below if you want to hear it. And he's talking about creating a personal universal deck. And since he's a poet, he loves words, and I love words too. And I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. Michael McClure suggests that you sit in a room with no distractions, maybe light a candle, and you write out these words, because you're really going in and it's a journey of self-discovery. He gives the rules and the criteria for creating this deck, but I wanted to take it just in a different direction. And so I've been keeping a list of my favorite words, and I love that feeling of being in the water and having the sunlight hitting the water, and there's just something really magical about that experience, but there's not really a word to describe that. So I took a Greek island, the Greek island of Naxos. That experience is encapsulated in this one word. It doesn't have to be literal like sunlight. So the words that I made here might intrigue you or might not. You might not like them at all, but this is really about making your own list of words. So this is my list of words that I'm keeping track of, and the ones that are crossed out are the ones that I've already made cards for. For example, this one, smoke, Turkish. I love the way that word sounds. It also reminds me of the Narnia books and Turkish delight. Sequin, quartz. This one's a little bit more literal. Silo, big science fiction fan, and before the Hugh Howey books came out, the Silo books, I just love that word. Sap, punch. My friend was making fun of me that I had the wrong amount of fingers, but I had to fit the word punch on there. Ursula K. Le Guin, she's a science fiction writer, one of my favorites, and I just love her name too, so you can use any, there's no rules really. Liquor, not because I love liquor, but I just like the way it sounds. Saffron. Salt. Trance. Turpentine. What I use is these index cards. These are a really nice size, and they have a little grid on them of dots, which I usually paint over, but it's just nice to start that way. And they fit nicely in your hand, and they're just the right thickness. They become a little bit thicker as you start painting on them. So you can include symbolism in your decks if you want. If you are a lot more familiar with the runic symbols, then you could include those, or any kind of symbol that means anything to you. I'm also fascinated with tarot decks, and I have a few. I can't say that I'm an expert on reading the tarot, but I like to dabble. Mostly I just love the symbolism and the art. And there's the hero's journey that's explained within the decks. This is the basic Rider-Waite tarot deck. And then I have the Tarot de Marseille, and this is one of the first tarot decks, and this is, I think, where modern cards came from. When I'm painting, you'll see I let go a little bit more. I'm just how do I explain this? I'm pulling from my subconscious. This definitely takes me a while to get into the painting process of these cards. These are some of the ones that I started the other day, and I'm going to show you how I finish them. And I'm also going to show you how I start some from scratch. Sometimes I'll look at the card and see if it fits one of the words, and if not, I'll just play. I do like to use this artist's tape. It's a little bit more substantial than regular masking tape, and use it to make the title. Frosting. Maybe not frosting. Maybe one of the more abstract type words like hover. This is fixative. It's a non-toxic fixative that I love. I like to use these solid markers. So I don't know, maybe I use that white of the cloud type shape to write my word on. I don't like that actually, so I'm going to cover it. The cool thing about these cards is that you can just keep layering. Sometimes some of the cards that I make remind me of words that I haven't created. This one I started painting last night, and it reminds me of the album by Joni Mitchell called The Hissing of Summer Lawns. I think of like meadows, cynicism, tobacco, caviar, cicatrice, labdanum, periphery. These Posca pens are always great. So once you've created those cards, I like to flatten them. Under some heavy book or piece of wood, I use the cutting board in our kitchen, and it really only takes 10 to 20 minutes, and they'll come out a little damp, but they'll dry very quickly and they'll be nice and flat. This weekend I painted at my friend's lake cabin. And my husband suggested that I bring a limited amount of supplies because the back of our trunk was getting pretty full, and I tend to bring a lot of supplies when I go. I just can't say no. This is not a lot for me. And I just took a few things, and it was really fun. I had plenty of things to work with. And now that I'm back, we can finish the cards, and I'll show you how I do that. Some of them were finished already. I kind of did them in the flow. I like the way they turned out. So the ones that I have left, I think they need a little work still. I'm going to add a little bit more paint. This is my to-go travel paint kit that I brought with me. And I also brought this, which is, if you watch my last episode, I think it was, I talked about using this to travel with. It's just like a pill case, and I put my paints in there. This is phthalo turquoise, which I really love. I do have an episode on mixing color basics. Sometimes what I like to do is create an area where I know I might be able to put the word. So that's kind of nice right there. I can just write the word in white and just keep it really simple and not fuss with it too much, because I really like that look. I don't like it too pristine. I like when the colors are a little bit more advanced and they're not so obvious. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just playing, because these are going to be fun to look at no matter what. So don't get too caught up in getting them perfect. I think this one's ready to put a word on. And a lot of times what I'll do is take a piece of this artist tape. This is a roll of the artist tape right here. And it's a little bit different from masking tape. It's a little bit slicker, and it has a little bit nicer texture. It's not so rough. I left this one out so it got some paint on it, or I have another one over here. This one feels like cynicism to me. How do you spell cynicism? Cynicism. And the thing about this Posca pen is that it's acrylic, so I can just wipe that off. Too cynical. I don't know, that feels cynical, but I don't like it. How about Magus? Magus is one of my favorite books. So, and I just The word magus isn't the most beautiful word, but that book is the most beautiful book.
Long ago, the stories told beneath the ancient trees, echoes of the past carried on the breeze.
I just like the word morphine. It kind of Morpheus and Greek themes. Oh yeah, that's really interesting. I like that. I'm getting through my list and just crossing out what I have on here, and it's not 100 words yet, but I think it can grow and I can continue doing these cards. I have a really nice stack now, but these cards can come in handy if you're writing. Maybe you want to write poetry. Put these on the coffee table for your friends to enjoy. So I think I'm going to finish up today with a little sorrel soup. This fresh sorrel velouté looks nice, and I have some sorrel growing in the garden, and it's a really easy recipe. If you haven't had a sorrel soup, it's really sour and refreshing, especially in the summer.